Hello everyone, this is part 3 of my series where we're going over all the business rules actions. So the first part, we went over set visibility, set business required. Part 2, we went over recommendation, lock and unlock. And now for the final part, we'll go over show error message, set field value, and set default value. And I'll explain the difference between these two because it can get a little confusing, okay? So let's go over what we have already. So we use set visibility on the receive text and SMS field and set required. So when this is switched to yes, these two fields show up and they're now both set business required, as well as when a rating is selected, reviews is now unlocked and it adds a recommendation. Okay, so now what we're going to do is when a rating is selected, we're going to add a set default value here. And what we're going to do is show an error if there's an exclamation point in the customer name, as well as we're going to set a field value for reviews to just show the difference between set field value and set default value. Okay, so let's get right into it. You want to head over to make.powerapps.com, or if you're already in your Microsoft 365 portal, just go ahead and click on Power Apps under Developers. Make sure you're in the right test environment. Head over to Solutions and pick the solution that you want to work out of, okay? So I'm going to head over to my table, my customer table, business rules, and click New Business Rule. Okay, so I'm going to, if you want to add a name, go ahead and add your name and your description here. I'm not going to touch this. So for our logic, remember, entity is another name for table, field is another name for column. We're going to change our field to customer name, and we're going to say if it contains exclamation point, okay? So we're going to hit apply. So you see our logic statement is starting to build itself out in the text view. We come over to components and drag over show error message. All right, so what do we want our error message to say? On the customer name, we want to say no exclamation point, just something super simple. If you want, you can pick another field to say your error message on. You can kind of play around with it. And so we're just going to hit save and activate. And I like to show all of this real time, no cuts, no edits, so you can kind of gauge how long it should take your computer to run these things. Okay, so now we know it's working because we see deactivate. So now let's go into our app and play it to test our change. So we hit new. Let's say we say Josh exclamation point. Let's see what it says. No exclamation point. Okay, so you can add this to your apps if you want to restrict certain things. Okay, so now let's start on our new business rule. So we're going to get out of there, head over to our table again, business rules, new business rule. Okay, so for the last final part, we'll just add a name here. Last part. Okay, let's hit up. Let's build out our logical statement. So we're first going to start with a default value. Okay, so when you select a rating, it adds a recommendation, but we want to add a default value as well. So now we're going to head over to, or let's build out our logical statement first. We're going to pick rating and just hit contain data. Apply. Now components, set default value. And now we want to set the default value for reviews, and we want it to say I gave this rating because, and hit apply. Okay, so now when we hit save, activate, activate one last time. Okay, let's rerun our app. New, Now when we select a rating, you see I gave this rating because. Alright, so now let me explain default value. With default value, you need to understand that it does not modify and it does not update any record, as well as it does not override any record. So for an example, if I erase this and put bad stuff, and I add a name Josh, hit save and close. When I open Josh back up and I select a rating, you see that default field I gave this rating because it's not showing up at all. So it doesn't overwrite and it doesn't update, okay? So let's just make another one really quickly. New, let's just say skip. And now you see it's working again because I'm mad. Save and close. If I go back to skip, you see it doesn't matter what I select, it doesn't change. So however, let's deactivate this so we can edit it. If we set field value, not only will it override, it will set that value when it's created and it'll update any previous record you already have. So we're going to keep our logical statement, but we're going to delete this. And now our component is going to be set field value. So we'll drag that over here and basically do the exact same thing. We're going to do reviews and set that to I do not like this product, and add a mad face. Alright, so now when I hit apply and reactivate this, you'll see every record that I've already created that will change to. Whether I create it or if I'm already in a record and I'm modifying it, it'll change that as well. Okay, so now let's reopen our app. Okay, we have Josh. So let me just show it in the creation. So if I change this, you see it's that. Okay, so let's say I want to change this to whatever. If I reselect it, you see how it's changing, unlike the set default value. And if I go back, discard changes, if I go to Josh, it's already here. If I go to skip, it's already here, no matter what. Okay, so that is the difference between set default value and set field value. I hope you guys really enjoyed this series. This is my first series. I'm going to try to make a lot more videos covering not just Power Apps but the full Power Platform suite. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.